So you have a family member who is struggling with heroin addiction?
I do. I have a 23-year-old daughter who
Okay.
is a heroin addict.
And how has having a child who is an addict impacted your everyday living?
Well, it really changes your whole perspective on your entire life, actually, and how you think about addicts, and good ways and bad ways. Before my daughter was an addict, I'm in the healthcare business. I would kind of look down on people, not exactly look down on them, but kind of look at them like, what are you thinking? Why would you do something like this to yourself, to your
Mm-hmm.
family? And then when it became my daughter, it opened my eyes up to the fact that it's a disease and it's something that they really cannot control, and it really affects affects everybody. It just wipes you out. It financially takes a toll. It takes a toll emotionally on you. You're always thinking the worst when you don't see your daughter or your loved one who is an addict. You're thinking the worst. You're up all hours of the night until you hear them walking in the door, knowing that they're safe. It's very traumatic. It's very stressful.
And how has it affected your family members?
It's affected my entire family, especially myself and my wife. For the longest time, we didn't agree on how we would approach treating my daughter. One of us wanted to send her away, the other one wanted to keep her close by. So it really caused a great divide that really caused a lot of problems early on. Eventually, we learned that the best way to do it is to work together and to support each other. And then my other children really suffer from anxiety, and they worry, thinking the worst that's going to happen. It's really kind of everybody, the entire family, kind of walks on eggshells. At certain times, when my daughter is around and she's acting out, we all think the worst. We all think if she's having a bad day, oh my God, she's using, that kind of thought process.
Mm-hmm. What do you think could be done to educate people on the danger of heroin?
I think there's not enough education out there, especially the fact that heroin addiction is a disease, and it is proven. People think that it's chosen. It is not chosen. It's a disease. I deal with heroin addicts every day in an ICU. It's a diagnosable disease. They need to educate them. They need to have to speak from recovery addicts and from addicts who cannot get clean. They need to hear both sides of it, because it's a horrible disease. And once it grips you, it's there until the day you die. The only way to get through heroin addiction is to go to meetings, to educate yourself, and to support yourself as far as getting yourself a sponsor. It's just educate. People have to be educated.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the world should know about heroin addiction?
Well, again, it is a disease. It affects your brain. It affects the thinking of your brain as far as so when somebody takes heroin, it affects your frontal lobe, and your frontal lobe is the part of your brain that tells you consequences. So it will tell you if a normal person was walking across the street and they saw a car coming down the street, they would stop and wait for the car to go by. A heroin addict would think there's nothing wrong. There's a car coming down the street. I'm crossing the street anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's that much of a difference. They think that they're invincible, and they do things that normally you would not do.
Mm-hmm.
The flip side of that is it takes a good 2 years for your brain to recuperate, to heal the damages that are done from heroin. So if you stop using heroin, it would take you about 2 years for your brain to recover from that. So it's a long process. It's a damaging process.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you really need to you need to educate yourself, and you need to find the resources as far as healthcare goes to help yourself to get through addiction. And again, I can't stress education.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for taking time to discuss such a sensitive topic.
Sure. Anytime. Thank you for listening.
All right. Thanks.